This week, the Fiends watched
Tiny Cinema.
Pretty little.
Pretty little.
Not big.
It's a new horror anthology movie. We both love those.
Come on, who doesn't?
If you're going to release a new horror anthology, us idiots, the dumb fiends, will cover it.
But how could we not?
So we do not know what each other thought because we hate each other and we are forced to do this.
It's by contract.
Our producer makes us do this. We have to get together once a week and, ask each other what we thought about this film.
And this week they said, "Oh, both wear sunglasses." I said, "Fine."
Yep, exactly. Yeah. One of us has an eye problem with lights, and the other one has a light problem with eyes.
Sure. You said the best.
So I'm going to ask you first, Michael. Spoiler free for now.
Yeah.
What did you think of the new movie, Tiny Cinema, available now, not in cinemas, only on demand or iTunes?
So the cinema of tinies, the tiny cinemas, I really enjoyed this fucking movie, dude. I have had a lot of issues with past anthologies, as everyone does, but this one was competent. I liked most segments except for one, but I really did enjoy this film. That's all I'm going to say for now, so that way we can spend more time on talking about each segment in a little bit. Mikey, what did you think of the Tiny Cinema?
I hated this movie. It was shot competently. Like, it looked good. Okay. Stories were the dumbest ideas I've ever heard. They were the most, perverted, weird, stoner ideas. If you're in a room with your friends, you're like, oh, dude, how about, a guy says, I'm going to fuck your mother, and then he makes him go fuck his mother. Oh, this is what happens when you have one person write and direct a horror anthology. It doesn't work. You need different voices, right? You need different directors and different voices. Every segment was god-awful. I wanted to turn it off after, I think, maybe the third one. This movie is so bad. But I knew you were going to like it because it's all sex and dicks and weird, nasty people fucking each other. It's very sexually perverted. So I knew you were going to like it. I swear to God, that's what I was feeling. I'm like, this movie is sexually perverted. So Mikey is going to like this movie because it's sexually perverted. And that's what I have to say. I couldn't have hated this movie anymore.
Wow. Okay.
Anymore. These ideas are one sentence, 2-minute ideas, Mikey. They are nothing more than that.
I know what you mean.
There is the best one that had any sort of character or arc or any sort of turn was the second one. That was the only one that had any sort of resemblance to a horror anthology segment.
So the movie opens up with a host who was a little guy in a wheelchair, and he's older. He's an older little guy.
Looks recognizable, though. He's
totally
definitely been working in, maybe B movies and stuff like that. But he's a little guy in front of it. Opened pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
He's our crypt keeper for this episode.
He is.
And he kind of transitions into every story. And the first one is called Game Night.
Yeah, so game night, people are having friends over for game night, and everything's going fine. They're dancing, they're playing music, they're playing games and stuff. They get to Twister, and our main character says something along the lines like, I honestly don't remember what he said. But
the point is, they make a that's what she said joke.
And he is so confused, and he's like, who is she? He's being dead serious.
Yeah, of course.
And everyone's like, are you joking? And he's like, yeah. But it's driving him fucking nuts. It's driving him insane. He's
dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life.
That's what I like about it.
Oh, what if a guy heard that's what she said and he goes, who is she? Oh, okay. That's just so dumb.
But I like that it's driving him insane.
But but how do you buy that? Because 1 second he's just totally normal.
Yeah, he's a normal
And then the
guy.
next second he's writing all over himself, who is she? Who is she?
Yeah.
There's no... It was so rushed, and that's what I mean. These are 2-minute little there's nothing to them. This is cotton candy. This is fucking cotton candy storytelling for me.
Yeah.
There's nothing under it. It's a fucking pitch. It's a sentence. What if a guy heard that's what she said joke and said, wait, who is she? And then there's no answer, no nothing. It's just that's it. That is not an idea. That is not an idea. That's a one-off joke. Every one of these stories is a one-off joke, except for one, the second one.
But with game night, see, I just go, all right, this is just like, it's laughable that it's a bad idea. Like, it's a bad idea. I'm not saying it's a great idea to have a guy concentrate on who is she when someone says that's what she said. But I think they executed it pretty damn good.
What did they execute
Well,
good?
just the idea of this guy of being so outside on an inside joke.
Yeah.
That everyone knows what that is,
course.
right? But he's so on the outside of it, and it's driving him insane to figure out who the fuck is she.
But what does it lead to?
It leads to him going crazy and becoming she. You know?
It's the dumb. There is no like end to it. There's no like, oh yeah, this is how it gets resolved. It's like, no, a guy just starts thinking about this.
Yeah.
No, non-believable of him going crazy. There's no. They show us nothing that would make him go crazy over this. Why would he just go crazy over this one little thing? And that's what I mean by cotton candy. It's just all surface. It's all surface. There's nothing deeper in this at all.
Yeah.
That's my problem with it.
There's
you know?
some-
It's all one joke. It's all one-off jokes. It's one-liner
Sure.
jokes. Is every
Sure.
segment of this movie is a one-line joke.
Sure.
And
And I see what you're saying.
Yes, so that's why I'm like, okay. After the first segment ended, I go, okay, like, all right, you know.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
it might be not as hoary, it might be a little weird. Okay, I was like, I wasn't off of it yet because it's the first segment, you know, and it's only an hour and a half. It felt 4 hours to me.
Oh, it felt so quick for me. Yeah.
4 hours to me, man.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the most. It's immature. This movie is the most immature movie I think I've ever seen.
Wow.
It reminded me of like movie 43. Remember movie
Oh,
43?
yeah,
It reminded me of that. This is like, it's in the perfect category of that, where it's the lowest common denominator, that nothing is complex, clever, or smart. Everything is just lowest fart jokes, lowest common denominator.
Right.
That's what is the funny about this movie. That's it, about every segment.
Is that considered lowbrow?
100%.
Okay, so lowbrow in short stories with some have horror.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, let's get to the second one. So
Okay,
the second
let's
one.
talk about Edna.
So the second one is Edna, and we're introduced to a girl who is very lonely, and she just wants to find a man to, you know, make her life complete. That's what she thinks she's missing. Long story short, she finds a dead body floating down the fucking river, takes it, and you've seen this before in other movies, right?
Yeah.
Warm bodies. You've seen movies where people will. I've seen it in other horror anthologies, actually, where
Yes.
people will almost fall in love, take it as a pet, whatever, a dead body, right? I've seen this before. So she takes him, and it's all the montages of them, you know, watching movies and cooking, but it's just a dead zombie corpse kind of thing.
Even takes it out to dinner with his friends.
That's what I'm just going to
sorry.
say.
Shut up.
She even takes it out and shows her friends, and they're sitting at the table, and I'm like, all right, is this supposed to be, like, what am I supposed, is this supposed to be funny? Because nothing in this is funny whatsoever.
Yeah.
And nothing in this is scary, nothing in this is clever, nothing in this is anything to me. It's all cotton candy. And then she does the only thing I wrote down is a nice nod to Reanimator, because she takes him into the mortuary and injects him with a nice green vial, light green, which obviously everybody knows from Reanimator. And he comes back to life, back to a normal human, he is the most annoying person on the planet. And she's like, oh my God, wait, I fucked up. I don't need a man. She kills him, goes back to, So this is the only story that had any sort of message or like complexity to it, where it's like, yeah, this girl's like, oh, I don't need a man to live.
Right.
But what do they do, Mikey? The guy literally says that to you because they're treating us like we're idiots. And he goes, Edna finally realized she didn't need a man in her life. I'm like, of course we understand that.
Yeah.
Don't tell us that. Treating us like we're fucking idiots. And that's the story of Edna.
That is Edna. You nailed it.
Yep.
But I think it's the best horror one.
It is. It's the best. To me, it's the best segment.
It was my favorite segment.
To me, it was the best
absolutely.
one, and I didn't even think it was good, but I just thought it was the best one out of all the shitty ones. Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's definitely my favorite for sure.
Yeah, because it just showed a character go through something and then change at the end. Like, that's what movies are supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
And especially with these little horror segments, like, that's kind of, you either need a really cool, interesting, where you can get 20 minutes of like lore, where you can watch VHS and they show a whole cult thing, VHS 2, and they show a whole cult thing, and you understand every single aspect of it. in 20 minutes. And you're like, oh my God, great job. Applause, right? This is a fucking dumb 2-minute YouTube video idea. That's what these are. And that's why I hated it, you know?
Okay.
That's why I hated it.
Were you out after Edna? Or
No, because
the next
Edna
one?
was like, oh, okay, now.
Okay. All right.
Edna was like, oh, now we're getting maybe more into better. Maybe they said, let's get this first stupid, quick one out of the way. That's what I thought. And then Bust came along.
This one is not good.
I thought you were gonna love this one.
No, it's absurd. It's just this one to me, this and motherfuckers are definitely
Again.
they're just dumb. So
And they're perverted, and I hate to keep. I don't want to sound like a churchgoer by perverted.
No, I get it.
But it's almost like YMH humor, almost, right?
Okay,
Where
sure.
like on Josh
Sure.
Potter Can't Come. It's like, oh, they got it. Okay, yeah. Wait, this guy. So you want to tell him about Bust or?
I'll tell them about Bust. So,
All right, man.
guys, 3 friends are at a dinner, and one of them comes out and just admits that I can't come. And his 2 friends are like, why not? And he's
That's why he can't get ladies. Sorry,
why he
but
can't-
that's
sorry,
why
yeah,
he
yeah,
can't
sorry.
get ladies. They want to get him laid.
They want to try to get him laid, and they're just like, what's the problem? He's like, I can't come. And the idea is the reason why he can't is because ever since he was young, someone broke into his house and he was looking at the guy, the robber, and he said he was rock hard.
Like, I don't want to see a fucking 9-year-old kid jerking off to a robber. Like that. I'm sorry
But he
if that
wasn't
makes
jerking
me
off.
no, but getting sexually aroused and sitting there and coming while he's watching. Like, to me, that's I don't want to see a 9-year-old coming. That's,
They didn't show that.
That's me. No, that's what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, that's
what are you
the
talking about?
story is that he was rock hard.
No, but they show the 9. They
Well,
don't
show
show
the
his
9-year-old from here
They
up,
don't
and he's
show
just
his
like,
fucking dick,
no,
dude.
they don't even show him doing that.
The story is that's the last time he came. That's the
Yeah,
only
yeah,
time he
yeah,
came.
yeah, yeah,
Is that when he was 9 years old or whatever, watching this fucking robber. I don't want to see 9-year-olds come. That's my point of why I didn't like this movie.
And I gotta say here, I don't either. So I'm
Well,
making
you
that
liked
very
it.
clear.
You liked the
this is
movie.
I liked the movie, but this was one of my least
But
favorites.
this is all the same shit.
No, it's not all the same.
It is all the same.
She, Edna, and this are not the same.
They're all the same.
Game night. Edna,
They're
and
all
this
the
are
same
not,
vibe.
No, they're
all
not
the same vibe.
No,
all right,
no.
go. Continue. Bust.
Busting.
Continue.
Yeah.
Continue with
So his friends they break in one night and try to pose as robbers. It doesn't work at all because he knows it's them. So they go to the extreme where they actually rob a convenience store, liquor store, and all hell breaks loose. Cops come in, their friends get shot. One of them, actually, I think they both got shot. Anyway,
Yeah, they both got shot.
And at that point, the friend walks out hard and gets up on the table and presumably comes, and that's the end of it.
Like, literally, the message is, oh, he's such good friends that they're willing to die so
Yeah.
he can come.
Right.
And for me, that's not funny. It's not creative. It's not, I don't know. But again, this is my personal taste. So I'm not saying that, you can't laugh at this stuff. Because
Sure.
it's made to be laughed at, right, guys?
Yeah.
Like, if you like this movie, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying for me, that's not funny to me. Friends are such good friends that they will die so he can come. I don't want to see a guy come. I don't care about that. So
Only on Wednesdays.
that's why I was just like, what? That's it? There's no like, I don't know. It wasn't my jam. And by this time, this is when I was like, oh, this movie's going. It's weirdly sexual. Every story is weirdly sexual and not any sort of clever idea. There's no clever idea here in any sort of way, especially in this one. This one is just,
not in Bust.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's literally a joke. It's, oh, a dude can't come. So, let's have his friends die so he can come. Oh, dude, that's great. Write it down. Make it. Write it down. Let's make it. How long's this script? Oh, it's 4 pages. That's it. 4 pages. Done.
Yeah, and I will be. I mean, it's probably my least favorite. Secondly, it's in the bottom 2 for me, for sure, for this.
It's in my bottom 5.
Okay, yeah, okay.
It's in my bottom 5.
Okay. Now, Deep Impact.
So basically, an old dude in the desert tricks people into letting him bang them. That is it. That's the plot of this story. He tricks people into thinking it's the end of the world and he's their future self. And the only way to stop this meteor or whatever from coming is they have to bang to get the DNA to be together, which, first of all, makes no goddamn sense. But that's the story. A weird sexual kink that is the heart of the story. Again, that's what it is. It's all this weird. I don't want to see, I just don't want to see that. I don't want to see this weird guy lure delivery guys to that. Like, I wish he was luring delivery guys to be eaten by some sort of awesome creature. Right. That's what I want to see in a horror anthology. Like, that's more of an idea. I'm just trying to give you a quick example, guys. Like, that's what I'd rather see, is that, besides everything having this weird sexual angle to it that I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it. So that's the basis of this one. And we follow a main delivery guy who goes, package addressed to him, blah, blah, blah. You're in a big tent out in the desert. And the guy explains to him what I just explained to you. Yeah. And the only way is for them to bang each other. It's another one-off joke, just a one-line joke. That's it. That's the entire story. And that's every story in this thing, and that's why it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the absurdity of this. I didn't laugh one time, but I go, this is so fucking, such a weird idea, right? That a guy is going to try to convince people to bang them to save the world by saying that I'm your future self.
Yeah.
And trying to lend, like, he has some proof towards it, too. You know, like the matching mark on his arm or something.
Yeah, like he looks at their Facebook.
Yeah. I actually am confused by the drawn thing, though.
I don't know. I don't know either.
So the delivery guy actually opens the package and he's like, what the fuck is going on? He's like about to leave again. His motorcycle's not working. He opens up the package. It's a drawing that says like Super Kid or
yeah, it's
like
a drawing he did maybe early in life or something. Yeah.
But I didn't see that anywhere. So I was
of course, because it's a dumb, stupid story, and it's just they didn't focus on details. So all we know is, he looked it up. This must be a drawing of something that he did when he was a kid. So the guy saw that on like his mom's Facebook page or whatever, stalked him, and just recreated it and sent it to him. Like,
and he banged him.
That's it.
He bangs him. Yeah.
To me, like, that's not funny or weird or creative to me. That it's just not worth it. That idea. So like all the things you just said, to me, that doesn't work.
Okay.
And it's just like a preference thing of like, that's not what I want to watch, I guess.
Yeah.
It doesn't impress me that you came up with that idea.
Yeah.
It just doesn't impress me that you thought of that.
If I came up with that for an intro back in the day on our other podcast, Two Double Soap Fiends, I think you would have liked it.
Well, you? Well, I'm saying
I came up with it.
For what?
Like an intro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mikey, that's what I'm saying. These are literally jokes.
You're saying it shouldn't
They're one line.
You're saying
if
it
we're
shouldn't
all
be in a movie.
sitting down in a fucking room and just smoked 3 blunts and we're trying to make each other laugh, and I go, bro, what about this, dude? We write a story. Some dude tricks people into thinking he's his future self. Oh, God, but all he wants to do is fuck them. So he stalks their Facebook page and he makes them believe, and then he fucks them. What? That's It's the opposite of genius to me.
Okay.
To me, that's the opposite of genius. I don't know. That's just the way I feel.
Okay. Hey,
it's
look,
the opposite
man,
of genius.
I get it. I didn't laugh once, but
It's not even about laughing.
No,
Fuck
I'm just saying
laughing.
I was intrigued by the absurdity. Maybe I do just on like a low subconscious level, just like these weird sect things do appeal more to me.
I think they do.
Maybe.
I swear to God.
And you called it.
I'm just saying. It's not a slight. I just know you love your mom's house. That has a very weird sexual aspect to a lot of the things that they show and do. That's not my area. I don't like that at all. So once I realized it, I go, Mikey, I think he's going to like this because it's shot well and it looks good.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, like if it's shot well and looks good and you like the content, that's like the ideas that are coming out, then you're going to like the movie. Yeah. That was my thought. That's why even before we recorded, I go, I think we're going to get into it on this one.
You did. You said that. Yep. And I was like, I don't know what you mean, but let's do it.
They don't even write character traits in any of these things. What do you know about the delivery guy in this one?
That he has a girlfriend at home, and that's it.
That's not a character trait. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, that's
you literally know nothing about him. You don't know what he likes, what he doesn't like, what his motivations are, what he hates, what he loves. You know nothing. Literally zero. And I need him, man. I need the C's in my movies, dude. I need the characters in my movies, man.
You do suck a good C.
I need them. Yeah. I suck a great C.
You are a fantastic
multiple
C.
C's. Within an hour and a half, I will suck multiple C's within an hour and a half. No question. And again, I said I am vanilla, but I will suck multiple C's in 2 hour span, maybe.
It's not very vanilla, Michael.
Well, depends. Depends who you're talking to, right?
But you're vanilla in comparison to.
If I'm talking to this fucking director, then I'm vanilla.
To the director, but also in comparison to the guy in the desert running the scheme. He's not.
Oh man, yeah, dude. I don't know how he's running out there free either. Like, he probably would have been caught by now. You know? Yeah. But I guess no one would admit it, right?
I think that's right. Right.
You know, no one would admit it.
I don't think most people know the gimmick. I think it's just that.
No, I'm saying when they leave is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying he'd be caught by now is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Would he be caught by now, you think?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Oh, because I was just saying that maybe people would be
If I found out
embarrassed to say.
I think the average person, if they found out they got, it's going to sit with them for a little bit.
But how would they? But that's my point. Like,
Well, most people probably don't. I think this is the movie. This is the scenario where he sees another person show up. So
no. I'm saying they don't know they got. They think they just saved the world.
yeah. Well, I think the guy in the story has a feeling when he sees the delivery guy again.
It's a different delivery guy.
100%.
What are you talking about? Okay.
No, 100%. But in my mind, I'm going. Our guy who just banged this old guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't supposed to see, or he sees this new delivery guy, and in his mind goes, "Oh fuck! Like this is a setup."
When did you see the new delivery guy?
They cross paths. He literally watches him come in, and then he turns his bike on and leaves.
Really?
100%.
Oh, I just missed it.
No. 100%.
I was looking at my iPad.
And,
Okay.
and the delivery guy even asks him, "Meat lovers, pizza?" And he goes, "No."
Oh, so then he would definitely get caught. There's no question.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I
he's
think the
caught
average
after this.
person
He's caught
would-
after this.
I
If
would
that happens.
then he has to admit what happens. Yeah,
That's what I mean. An old guy banged me. You know, he tricked me into thinking it was like you feel so dumb. So
I know.
would you even
So
admit
dumb.
that? Like, you know, it's like
Look, if I'm that delivery guy, I'm going, "Oh, for real? Let's compare. Do our dicks look the same? Oh, really? What happened to you in 8th grade that day on?" I'd be like asking all these questions.
But that's what I was thinking the whole time. I'm going, why isn't he saying because I thought it was really him, and I'm going, why isn't he saying, "Hey man, when we were 8, we fell off a bike, and here I scat here," and like nothing of that nature.
Like, there's not enough time.
That's what I mean. But wasn't clever. That's what I'm saying. It'd be clever if they had did those things and snuck those things in there in a clever way. But they didn't because they didn't care.
Yeah.
They just had one line that we do. An old guy tricks delivery guys into fucking him.
Yeah.
That's it. That's literally the joke of the segment.
Yeah.
And the next one is the worst of them all.
This is one of the dumbest things I've seen ever.
And so how you feel about this is how I feel about the other ones.
Okay,
I'm saying,
but
like,
I get it.
How you feel, how dumb this was.
Yeah.
This is how I feel about the other ones.
Okay.
It's like this. So this one's called Motherfuckers, Mikey.
Yeah,
and
it is
what
called
happens?
Motherfuckers. So, Motherfuckers literally starts off with a bunch of goombas sitting around a fucking table.
And if you're not Italian, guys, it means mobsters.
Right.
And Italians, but these are mobsters.
And our intro guys, like, you've seen this all before, but with a little twist, right? So, one of them makes a joke, and he's like, "Hey, I'd fuck your mother," right? And it turns into the big fat guy trying to put on the act that he's pissed, and is like looking at him like, "What the fuck did you say?" And then he's like, it's almost like Goodfellas-esque, right? He's like, "I got you. You should have seen yourself." You know,
So dumb, yeah.
so stupid. And then they decide after they leave from the card table or whatever to kidnap the guy who said, "I would fuck your mother," bring him to the mother of the other guy's house, and make him bang his mom, and that's it. Not even make bang the mom. The mom was inviting to, "Oh, you want to give it a twirl," or the fuck she says. They bang, and that's literally the end of it.
Oh, so what if a guy said, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck your mother," and he actually made him go fuck his mother? Oh my God, it's genius. That's right into a horror anthology.
No, this one's the worst.
No. I'm sorry. That level of writing and creativity does not fly by me.
Yeah.
By the seat of my pants, right?
yeah.
It's not flying by my pants seat. You know, this is when this ended. I go this cemented it for me that this might be the worst horror anthology I've ever seen.
Wow.
Maybe the worst.
Okay.
And Mike, you know me.
You've seen them
I've
all.
watched them all.
I've seen a lot. You've seen 10
I've
times.
watched them all, man.
Yeah.
This might be the worst one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it sucks because it's shot well and the music's cool and it's done well.
Yes.
Like it's just done well.
It is.
Right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
everything else is done well. So it just
Yeah.
sucks that this dumb writer and director have this sense of humor and this level of creativity and like you have the chance and the money to make this when
Yeah.
there's millions of people out there who don't have that chance.
Right.
And this is what you make. It's almost offending. It's almost offensive.
I can see your angle.
It's almost offensive, man,
can see your
because so
angle.
many other people would make such better stories.
Yeah.
If they had this chance to make it, other filmmakers that will never get this chance. And for some reason, this guy got it, and it's just the dumbest, lowest common denominator, dumbest ideas, just the dumbest fucking ideas ever, man. Dumbest ideas ever. Just so bad.
No,
and
super
this guy
accurate.
makes a fucking. An intro? Sure. For our dumb podcast for 30 seconds, that's not visual, just audio.
Yeah.
Funny. Oh, I'm going to make you go. That's it. That's what this is. This is not feature film, horror anthology, wide released on iTunes and demand and making people pay for it worthy. It's just not. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Okay.
And I think that's why they called it tiny cinema, because they fucking knew this movie's a piece of shit. And it is tiny, and it's small, and your fucking minds are small, and your fucking dumb brains are small, and that's what you make. Not you. I'm saying.
No, I'm admitting to it.
Oh, I'm saying the people who made it is what I mean. Like, your brains are small, you're tiny, and you knew it, so you called it tiny cinema, because you know it's not on the level of cinema.
But also, they had a tiny host.
Oh my God, so fucking clever. Like, again, Mikey, another one-off joke. It's wait, our movie's called Tiny Cinema. We're going to have a short person narrate it.
Yeah.
How funny, right? That's funny, right, guys? That's funny. This is like a Robin Hood Men in Tights scene. It's like that level. It's parody writing.
Yeah,
that's the level of writing you have in this.
I see what you're saying
like,
in comparison with movies.
It's literally, the bait and switches and the puns, and that's what this is.
Yeah.
And tiny cinema, we're gonna have a tiny host. So funny, huh? No, man,
Right.
I need more than that. I just need more than that shit. So, but the dwarf, right? That's the.
I guess.
Is that not the right term?
No.
Little person. The little person did do it. He did all he could. I
Yeah,
guess
for sure.
he tried to be creepy, but
I like them as a host.
give me a fucking monster. Give me a tiny little gremlin guy going.
Sure.
Welcome to the store. Like, that's what I want.
That we know
I don't
that's
want.
what you want.
I don't want this fucking bullshit,
Hence
man.
the shirt. We get it.
Hence,
Of course.
I didn't even think about it. I'm wearing one of the best horror anthology
Subconscious.
shirts.
You subconsciously wore
Just
that.
threw it on, man.
I subconsciously like sex stuff.
Weird sex
stuff.
Yes. Yes. So
I need to be very, very clear, though. A, I never want to see 9-year-olds come. I want to make that very clear. B,
not anymore.
never wanted to. B, I think you hit it on the head that I just subconsciously are more prone to being open to it.
Yeah,
So, for
that
sure, for
you're
sure.
more into
you nailed
the
it with YMH. You nailed it with all these things.
Exactly.
I understand.
I totally put it together with the YMH and the humor and their live shows and stuff and the weird things that you've told me you've seen on their live shows. Like, I don't want to see that.
I like the absurdity of certain things.
Yeah, and the perversion. The perversion, Michael.
Sure.
Not being with the Lord.
Sure.
Okay? Not being on the righteous path of holiness.
Yeah.
You want to go off the beaten path and burn in hell. If you want to burn in hell, dude, it's fine with me, man.
The beaten path.
The beaten. See? There you go. They would make a segment out of that.
They would have.
They would make a segment out of that. They would
path,
literally make
path.
a segment that you go, oh, wait, stop. What'd you just say?
There's a path where
All
everybody
right,
goes to jerk off.
we're cutting fucking motherfuckers, right? Because that was on the that was on the line. Now we're gonna have the beaten path, and it's gonna be so funny, man.
Yeah.
It's a path where everybody goes to jerk off.
Yep.
Write it.
And like a guy,
I just wrote it. I just wrote it.
Yeah.
Just wrote it.
Yep.
Done. That's what this movie is. So.
I get it. I understand where you're coming from.
Now I wrote down the last one because I didn't catch the name of it. What's
Daddy's
the name of it?
Home.
Daddy's Home. This fucking one. I wrote down the only redeeming factor in this was that the main actor was giving it his all.
Oh.
That's the only redeeming factor in this, is that the fat kid or guy who was the main character in this one committed and was giving it his all. And it's kind of the least like sexually weird one, I guess you'd say.
Yeah,
It's like the least of that. It's still weird and
It's
dumb.
very strange.
Yeah, it's weird and dumb, but I don't know. The guy's performance reminded me of early Jack Black performances.
Dude, yes.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Mannerisms, facial, everything.
Absolutely,
yeah.
man. The physical comedy of it.
yeah.
And so that's the only saving grace. But again, I hated the story. So story is, guy's out on a date, first date with a girl. Hey, you want to do a little cocaine or sit at a table? Sure. Sniffs the cocaine. The girl, turns out she's a fucking weirdo. And she goes, you just sniffed my dead dad's ashes. He's like, wait, what? Like, wait, what the fuck? Turns out he literally starts to like, they don't really explain it, but his hair starts to fall out.
He becomes the dad.
He starts to look like the father. Yeah, he balding head. He feels weaker and older and stuff like that.
Bags
So
under the eyes.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he looks older. He doesn't know what's happening to him. And he tracks the girl down back to her house and goes in her house, and she acting like she is whatever 10 years old. Like
Daddy, you're home.
exactly. She's acting like a little 10-year-old. She obviously has daddy issues,
Totally.
which again go to sexual. You know, they say a lot of porn stars have daddy issues and stuff. So it's like
ex-girlfriends.
there you go. So it goes in boyfriends. It goes into the same realm of that what this director likes and what he wants to film. And that's not what I want to see. So I didn't like that, but I did like the guy's performance. Winds up, oh wow, all these other guys that she's dated are locked in the basement, and it ends with him kind of going through, and then he's in the basement trying to get out, and he goes through a door, and they're all just standing there. And then he starts like grilling and flipping burgers or whatever, and then it ends. And I go, I could not believe what I just wasted an hour and a half of my life on. Like, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
All right.
What did you think of this
I
one?
liked him. The story. The point is the story's dumb. So all these guys went down there. They sniffed ashes. It's a stupid idea. But
Are they all turning into his dad?
Yeah, they were all down there because they all sniffed the ashes. They all were dad types.
I know, but why was he like sitting there, you know, doing the thing, and they were calling
He was
him
the new
like
guy.
the
They're
daddy?
like, oh, I think this guy needs an apron. I think it was just like the new guy who comes in. He puts the apron on and
Okay.
flips burgers.
Because they all didn't look the same. That's what messed me up.
Yes,
It would have been better if like they all
had the same
the
bald head.
Yeah, like
that's what I thought too.
it was so dumb. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wait, so but then none of them look the same.
Yeah.
So why? So what's the deal? Like, what's going on here? Why is it? I get they all did they all fell into this trap, same
Right.
trap. But did they not work out? Is that why like they're all locked in the
Right,
basement?
right.
Is that what's going on? What are we doing? Why did I
Yeah.
just watch this?
If you think about it like about it, what's the point of the girl even dating?
Yeah.
Like, if
Well, she
you
wants to
were-
find a dad.
Well, but like,
She has daddy issues, so
but she has so many already. So it's like,
But they didn't work out. That's why they're in the basement, I think.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's dumb, but yeah, I
You
get
didn't
it.
even get it.
Yeah,
You're
I
fucking.
get it.
You fucking liked it. You liked the movie. You didn't even fucking get the goddamn point, dude.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
that's
I'm
true.
kidding.
No.
I'm kidding,
Hey,
I'm
look,
kidding, I'm kidding.
some things go.
That's
over
just the way
that.
I took it because I'm
Sure.
like, she wants a dad, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah,
she's
yeah.
doing this, and then they're
Right.
all locked in the basement. So
Right.
they're all just like, she wants that one guy to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll be your dad, you know, and
Yeah.
then because she has daddy issues,
Yeah.
and that's the story, and that's the movie.
Yeah, and that's it. And then it ends with our guy saying, after his laughing, saying, I don't know, that was crazy or something like that. I forget what he says. But
Oh yeah, great creative line that you remembered, right? Yeah, exactly. A great way to punctuate a movie.
He goes, that was fun. Yeah. And but dude, I had fun with this movie. I had fun with it. Overall, I had fun with it, minus those two stories.
Which two again?
Oh, by far, Bust and motherfuckers can go fuck themselves.
Bust and motherfucker. So
Yeah.
you liked Game Night.
I
you
like Game Night. Edna's my favorite.
Edna, you
Deep
like
Impact, I
Deep
like the
Impact.
absurdity of it. And Daddy's Home, I like the actor. But my favorite's by far Edna.
Okay. Yeah. Overall, I was just very disappointed with it. I know it wasn't exactly horror-y, but it was, right? Because
Right.
you have dead people, you have people killing, like you have it there.
Right.
But I don't know what this guy was trying to do with this. I just don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think he was trying to do with it?
I think that they thought it was great. I think they thought that it was different. And just because, I mean, I can't think of the last time I saw a horror anthology this odd.
Yeah.
Ever. So I think they just thought it was something new, it was something fresh. And, 4 out of 6.
Why was it fresh? What's the freshness of it?
Because it is absurd and it has a little sexual twist, like you're talking about. It has a sexual, like, underlying factor in all the stories. But I
Okay.
can't think of the last one that had such crazy ideas, like snorting your dad's dead, having someone snort your dad's dead ashes. Having your future self bang you. They're not great, but they are weird. Like it's
Well, they're weird, for
No,
sure.
It's weird.
Yeah, they're weird.
So I think they just thought they had something different, and it is different.
It's different. It's
definitely different.
I will give you
Yeah.
that. It is
Yeah.
definitely different. I just wish it was good. I guess that's the
Okay.
thing. The classic saying always is different doesn't mean good. And
100%.
I agree with, in this case, that applies to me, where different doesn't mean good. You know, this is like the guys who make the movies, the disaster movie, date movie, all those kind of movies. There's the two guys who make all those.
Yeah.
You know, this is that level of writing for me.
I look. I will say I was entertained for most of it.
Okay.
So I think that's just where I lie on the other side of the spectrum.
Okay.
And I enjoyed the absurdity. I've said that absurdity 1,000
Yep,
times.
I
So
know
now
you
you can
have.
have an absurdity
It's okay.
counter if you want. Might be too much work, but anyway.
All right, let's do scores.
Let's do scores. You gotta go first.
All right, I'm gonna give this movie the lowest score I've ever given on this show. I'm going to give it a 2.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to give it a 2.
That is by far the lowest.
2 out of 10.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 7.4.
Wow.
Yeah, I overall will. I think if you change those 2 stories, the ones I don't like, it could have been 8, 8.5.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Damn.
me.
Guys, make sure you tune in to our new horror anthology that will be coming out this October. And it's not called Tiny Cinema. You will learn the name soon, so make sure to subscribe because a trailer for that will be coming out very soon with 5 segments directed by 2 people. So we might have better odds than this fucking idiot.
And starring just us.
I'm glad we did not say his name because he doesn't even deserve credit. If you said his name, I would bleep it out.
Yeah.
So I would literally just bleep it out.
I don't know it.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, guys. Thanks for enduring. I'm saying enduring because I hated this fucking movie. You could say whatever you want now.
Just rolling.
Okay. By the watch one more time.
As always.
We're gonna be back next time with a movie that just isn't fucking just.
Hopefully not.